What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. No One White here again with another video. Today I'm going to be working on the Civic. As you guys know, I've been trying to get this thing up and running with the turbo kit on it. Well, turbo kit, I say that term loosely. I just pieced together some stuff I had found on, Craigslist and OfferUp and whatnot. In the last video I got the turbo mounted up. I didn't show you guys how to do any of the oil feed or return line stuff because honestly I just didn't have it yet, but I did get that stuff on and bolted on, and I'll show you guys that in a moment. But today I'm going to try and get some of the intercooler stuff sorted. I don't know if I'm going to have to drill any holes or do anything like that, because I just bought a kit from CX Racing that's like a universal kit. It says it's for a 92 through 2000 Civic, and so obviously this doesn't fall into that year range, but I'm hoping that it'll kind of work and I can use it somewhat. I don't know, I'll just have to figure it out. I hope it fits correctly, but pretty sure I'm gonna have to take the bumper off. I might have to trim some stuff. I did remove the AC condenser, so at least that's out of the way. There's a lot more space down the front. But let me show you guys my feed setup here. I just bought a kit from Amazon that came with this dash 4 feed line or 4N feed line. Then I got a fitting and just got it screwed there into the top of the turbo. Pretty straightforward. This feed line kit cost me $18 on Amazon, and then I bought a, I don't know if I can really show you guys, I'll probably just put a picture up or something like that. I bought a sandwich adapter plate, that way I can just run this line, which is 1/8 inch NPT, goes straight into a oil filter sandwich adapter deal. It's from a company called Glow Shift. I actually bought it off my buddy. He had one laying around. That cost me 25 bucks. But anyway, you take off the oil filter, you put that little adapter on, and then tighten your oil filter onto that. It's the same type of thing that's on the Lexus. The good thing about this particular one though is it has 4 ports on it. So if I want to run like an oil pressure sensor later on, I can put one in there. But for now I just plugged 3 ports, and I'm only using 1 port to feed the turbo. And then I had some old stuff laying around that came off of the CX Racing kit for the Lexus, so I just repurposed that. I drilled a hole into the oil pan here, and I have a fitting on there. It's not a weld-in fitting, it's just a bolt-in fitting. It has 2 rubber gaskets on either side, so I drilled a hole into the pan, then I put the fitting on there, which by the way this is a 5/8 fitting, and then I just use a little bit of Loctite inside to keep the bolt on, and then it just ran up to the bottom of the turbo there. You can just see the fitting there on the turbo. So got that all ran down, fits perfectly. So I don't have the downpipe on here because my goal is to I need to get a radiator. Probably going to run the Skunk 2 Alpha Series radiator because I know it fits directly for the EF, and it's a half radiator and it's a thicker aluminum core. I'm pretty sure that'll fit in there, so I'll run that. I just got to order that, and then I'll get the downpipe on there, and I'm going to try and have my buddy fix the downpipe because like I said, the CX Racing downpipe just doesn't work. So nonetheless, talking too much, let's get this intercooler out, show you guys what it's about, and hopefully we can get it fitted. Alright, went on ahead and took off the bumper. It's pretty easy. It's just 4 bolts and then some screws on the side. But I did notice that there were some AC lines. Obviously I took the AC stuff off, so really no need for me to have the lines. So what I did was I took both the lines off the dryer over here, the ones that were running. They were just like running into the front here. So those are just laying over there on the ground. I knew those were going to be in the way. Also, what I'm concerned with is what I kept when I did the power steering is this power steering cooler. This is to cool the power steering fluid. Not really sure why it's on these cars, but it's there. But I think the intercooler needs to sit right where this is at. I don't know what else I might have to trim, but I'm gonna go on ahead and try to remove this. This just has 2 hoses, one coming in and one going back out. What I'm gonna do is run to the parts store and get myself a hose, hopefully like a U-shaped hose, and then just loop those together and just delete delete this whole cooler right here because I need to have room for the intercooler. So I'm hoping I can find something that'll work. So let me go on ahead and just run on the parts store real quick and get a hose for that and hopefully get that to work. All right, I got that little cooler hose taken off. All I did was just loop this right here with some random hose I had laying around. That should be fine. So now I got all this room for activities. So in typical CX racing fashion, you know, there's no instructions ever with this stuff. It's just like I've learned on the Lexus. You would think I'd learned my lesson, but of course I can't. So I'm thinking that these brackets of some sorts, I think they bolt maybe to the bottom of this bar somewhere. I hope, at least. I don't know exactly for sure. I'm not gonna focus really on that right now. What I am gonna try and do is get the pipes kind of taken out and kind of just lay it out and see where they go. Remember, this is a kit that's supposed to be for a Civic that has a B series in it. Like I said, all this stuff for the CX racing kit is just tossed into a box and you're left to fend for yourself. So there's some couplers over there, some of these pipes, and that little box is a blow-off valve, and there's some vacuum tube over there. So what I am noticing already right away is this is the main charge pipe. It has like the little blow-off valve flange right here, and I'm pretty sure this is designed to go something like this, kind of just lay in there like that, although maybe like this, so the blow-off valve is accessible. Yeah, probably something like that. And as you can see, I had to remove I had like the little factory EF airbox right there, which is that guy right there. So obviously you have to unbolt that. And seeing that this is made for an EG Civic, I'm actually pretty happy that it lines up with that hole down there. There's a hole that's already there, which goes down into this box right here, which sits right here. So I'm happy that this looks like it kind of, the coupler on there goes there, and it lines up with that hole right there. And then from there, I'm assuming just like some kind of bin goes over here to the intercooler, wherever that's at. And then it'll kind of wrap under the radiator support here and up into the turbo. So I guess I can try and mount this intercooler first and see if there's something that I can find that works. Oh man, this is pretty much a hassle with this kit that comes from CX Racing. Pretty much the only thing that really fits right. I guess the intercooler is mounted up right. I just have it screwed into the two bottom holes that are on the radiator support. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trim back these mounting tabs right here. I'm just gonna pretty much just angle grind straight across them on the bottom so they're not sticking out. But this thing is, you know, pretty solid. It's not mounted on there well. What I don't know, this thing seems to come with like pipes that I guess are made for a Civic or an Integra, I guess. The only pipe that really fits right is this one that comes off. So I got the coupler on there. It goes to that hole. I got it kind of loosely secured into another coupler. Now where I get lost at is over here, because there's this pipe that has this mounting tab on it, which I assume gets mounted right here into one of the factory holes. And that looks all good and well, and that's fine. However, when you come around here to make this bend, it's like, do I use this pipe right here, which is just not gonna work? And then they give you another one that's like even longer. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is, I think I'm just gonna put a straight section right here. I'm just gonna chop this part and cut the elbow out of it. Then I think I'm just gonna use a 90-degree 2.5-inch coupler right there. That should get me to what I need to get. Then use one of the straight couplers on this side. Ideally you don't want all these couplers in there, but like I said, buy these universal kits that are supposed to be for certain cars, and obviously when they made this kit, it was made specifically for their turbo kit on whatever car they're working on. So this probably fits perfectly for a CX Racing turbo manifold and all that stuff, but obviously this is not that. So I'm probably just going to have to order a coupler 90-degree right here. That'll get me there. And on this side, these pipes are always odd because sometimes in some Civics, you know, some people like do a backdoor fitting, so that this fitting right here actually be on the back of this intercooler, and it'll just go straight up and into the compressor housing right there. However, with this deal, you see it has to make this bend around, and it's very low. It's like lower than my traction bar. I can't raise it up anymore because it'll hit my traction bars. I can't stick it in between the traction bar. There is some space to get it on top of the traction bar, but the car is up in the air right now. As soon as I lower the car back down on the ground, the traction bar is going to go slamming and crush. It's just going to crush the pipe. So I just couldn't live with trying to get this intercooler pipe underneath the traction bar. And so what I did was, not suggested, but I did it anyway. I was curious to see if I could just run the intercooler pipe straight through the frame rail right here. So what I did was take a hole saw and drilled a 3-inch hole, 3.5-inch hole straight through this thing to try and see if I can catch the turbo on the other side. You can see just down there, there's my hole's down there, and the intercooler pipe's just peeking out of it. I think I can just spin the turbo around, just kind of spin it like this, and I think I could put a 2.5-inch 90 and just go shoot it straight into that hole over there and catch that pipe over there. At least that's the goal. I hope that I'll be able to do that. Unfortunately, I don't have a 2.5-inch 90 right here, so I'll have to order one and then kind of let you guys know how that goes. But I think that this will work a lot better. I think I'll likely just cut this pipe down a little bit so that this whole U-bend can get like tucked closer to the frame, you know, like see it's coming out kind of far. If I cut this some, I can just slide this in. That way I'll be able to stick the bumper back on. I know I'm probably gonna have to trim the bumper out and whatnot because the crash bar has to clear that intercooler, but I think that that's gonna work. I did go on ahead and remove the windshield washer thing that was right here because I don't really care about that either. All I care about is going fast, so we shall see where this gets us for now. I'm gonna have to just leave this as is for now until I get a coupler, but man, this thing's looking mean. So I could just drive around like all the other Honda boys with my bumper off and let everyone know what's up, but I think I'm gonna try and hide it if I can, just because that'd be better that way, but it's looking good. So I appreciate you guys tuning in the video today. I'm just gonna leave this here because I can't do anything without the 2.5-inch elbow. I really just drilled a hole straight into the frame rail on a whim, hoping that it'll fit, and I hope it does work, but I'm not too sure yet. So I'm just gonna order that coupling and then try and fit that up and see if it works. Aside from that, everything else fit pretty good. I did have to cut one pipe to get it to work right, but it is on there now. Actually, I don't even think I showed it to you guys, but on the side that comes down off the throttle body, I did get that all fitted up and it looks good. So I'm just trying to worry about the side that comes off the compressor housing now. So like I said, I'll get that 90 and hopefully get that stuff all together. I'll go on ahead and order a radiator as well, so that hopefully in the next video I can at least start it up, bleed the coolant, and then I'll have my buddy fix the downpipe. Probably just gonna try and drive the car over to his house and see if I can get him to do the downpipe for me. So stay tuned for that video. Appreciate you guys watching as usual, and don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button on your way out. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.